Dear kind and loving Father, who art in heaven, as we embark on this venture in the interest of the air conditioning and refrigeration industry, we ask, dear God, that our discussions and interactions be meaningful, respectful, and transparent as we strive to uplift the standards in these industries, especially the air conditioning industry. We ask, dear God, that you grant us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to engage in a meaningful way and bring about positive change. Amen.
A pleasant night, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant night. Once again, it's a privilege to have you all with us on Air Conditioning and Refrigeration Talks. To all you air condition technicians, servicemen, businessmen, dealers, suppliers, I wish to thank each and every one of you for taking the time out to be with us tonight on Air Conditioning and Refrigeration Talks. Tonight, I must say we have two esteemed guests, two gentlemen who is with us here tonight, who I will open the floor right away as we take you to the two guests tonight, who will introduce themselves. So without further ado, I'll take you to the two distinguished gentlemen who will introduce themselves tonight.
Good evening, all viewers. I am Dr. Kenneth Boudou, President of the Air Conditioning and Refrigeration Industry Association of Trinidad and Tobago. I am proud to represent an industry that plays a vital role in our daily comfort, food safety, health system, and national development. Our association was incorporated on January 26, 1999, under the patronage of the EMA, that's the Environmental Management Authority, the United Nations, guidance of the TTMA, that is the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association, and the then Ministry of Trade and Industry. ARIA is a non-profit organization operated from funded by member companies and seminar earnings. Our mission is to promote professionalism, integrity, and environmental awareness. Our association was established to bring together industry professionals, uphold standards, and promote growth through education, certification, and ethical business practices. Our vision statement is to be the leading force driving innovation, sustainability, and professional excellence in the air conditioning and refrigeration industry of Trinidad and Tobago, empowering our members to deliver world-class climate solutions that support economic growth, environmental responsibility, and improve quality of life for all. From keeping our offices, hospitals, and hospitals safe, to supporting supermarkets and the motor car industry, and providing comfort in our homes, our industry is essential. We also contribute to employment and skill development for hundreds of technicians throughout Trinidad and Tobago. We have launched successful training workshops, promoted best practices, and worked with stakeholders, including the Ozone Unit in the Ministry of Planning and Environment, led by the auspices of Dr. Gauri, Ms. Neera Singh, and Mr. Jonathan Bolai, to improve the safety and energy efficiency under the national guidelines for the HVAC sector in Trinidad and Tobago. Like many industries, we face challenges, especially ensuring quality and safety in a time of changing technology and environmental standards. We also have challenges in skilled labor shortages, uncertified practitioners, phasing out of harmful refrigerant, and of course, US shortages. We aim to modernize, upskill our workforce through keeping abreast with evolving technology like automation of smart homes and integration of AI, and lead the transition to greener cooling solutions in line with global climate goals. We call on the public to use certified professionals. It is safer and more reasonable in the long run. And we encourage our youth to consider a career and future in this rewarding and vital field. In closing, as President, I pledge ARIA continued service to our nation and to thank every technician, business owner, and partner who keeps this industry strong. Special thanks to our directors of ARIA, Mr. Stanley Tempro, our treasurer, Mr. Robert Nunes of Arctic Air, Mr. Clement Pierre of Future Cool, Mr. David Frost of Atlantic Air, Mr. Caesar Samad from Cool Control, Mr. Rutson Scott from Scott Global, Mr. Chabinat Ramasa from Alltemp, and of course, you all truly from Peak Technologies. And of course, our hardworking office manager, Mr. Mara Tobias, together with other members who keep our association alive. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Boodoo, I wish to especially thank you and welcome you. Well, this is the second time around.
On a different platform.
On a different platform. So, Mr. Clement, we'll take it close to you, sir.
So, good night, viewers. So, I'm Clement Pierre, and I'm representing the school, or ARIA Technical Institute. I'm chairman of the school. So, ARIA Technical Institute was developed by ARIA, the association, to fill a societal need that has enabled this fast-growing HVAC industry to certify technicians on the basis of an accredited system. The system is a North American-based refrigeration services engineer society syllabus and is registered with the Accreditation Council of Trinidad and Tobago, or ACTT. ATL takes pride in the excellence of its trained technicians. The Air Conditioning and Refrigeration Industry Program, currently conducted at ATL, had its start under the umbrella of ARIA Industry Training Organization, or ITO, which was jointly developed by ARIA and the National Training Agency, NTA, in 2004. Until the school was incorporated as a technical institute on the 4th of December 2006, in accordance with the Companies Act of Trinidad and Tobago. And from then, ATL continued to grow. We've trained over 500 technicians, certified over 300 technicians over these years, and we are really proud that we have created competent certified technicians for the industry. Tonight we're going to hear from a few of our past students, and
a little video, yeah.
And we will do a little video. You'll see a little snippet with them as well. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Clement, again, is the second time around on a different platform.
Yes.
Many of us, or many of the viewers, wasn't aware or isn't aware that Mr. Clement and Dr. Boodoo was on a previous program, and I asked their engagement to be with us again tonight on Air Conditioning and Refrigeration Talks. So I'm pleased, gentlemen, and I want to thank you all for coming on board the second time around. So with the two gentlemen who will just give an overview of ARIA, we have two videos. I think I will go into the two videos one time. These videos I requested from Mr. Boodoo, the president, Dr. Boodoo, and the director, Mr. Clement. We have two videos which was done. Now, I wish to state that the videos isn't professionally done. Last minute, I requested at least, if they could at least do a presentation. So I will ask for you all to give us the leeway to at least air the little video what we have. So director, without further ado, we ask kindly if you could do video number 1, please, sir. Thank you.
This Bay. I'm a past student of ARIA Technical Institute and a certified RAC technician. I started air condition work just after leaving school. My brother Nathan and I joined our father's business, Future Cool Services Limited, while working with the company and getting acquainted with the equipment and tools, and also gaining some experience in servicing and minor repairs. He asked us to join ARIA school to get the theory, because we were getting the practical at work. We did just that. We completed all 3 levels, 1, 2, and 3 successfully. This allowed me to understand and troubleshoot much faster than the other technicians that did not attend the school. My electrical troubleshooting skills became much clearer after gaining my certificate in air condition and refrigeration. I was also able to move up the ladder scale very quickly, becoming a supervisor and soon manager, as my father is on his way out of the business. I recommend ARIA Technical Institute to any young person who wants to make a career in this field.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was one of our video, and that name rang a bell.
Yeah,
that's
my son.
That's your son?
That's my son.
Congratulations. I love this. You know, before, don't let me stray, but...
Succession, boy.
Yes,
Succession
that
planning,
is nice. Muhammad Ali was the world's greatest boxer. Did he have any sons? Well, we know he has a daughter.
Yeah.
And his daughter was
A
a
boxer.
boxer.
Too, yeah.
In other words, you do air conditioning, your son have to fall in the gap. That's how it happens most times.
And tell him I want him to be better than me too.
That is good.
You
So
understand?
ladies and gentlemen, as we see the successor for Mr. Clement. So we have another video which was done again by Mr. Boudou. This is to show 3 young men who were certified. So we'll go straight into the second video, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Kenneth Boudou. I'm the president of the Air Condition and Refrigeration Industry Association. This evening, I am about to interview 3 students that they're actually past students from ARIA doing the level 1, 2, and 3 courses. And basically, I'd like to get the feedback from them. So people who are interested in joining ATIL, ARIA Technical Institute, to do their courses may have a better idea of what they should look forward to. I would now put you on to my 3 guests, and I'll give you their names. They will give you their names. Could you just introduce yourselves, please?
Hi, good day. My name is Sterling Harricharan. I work at Peak Technologies. I am a level 1, level 2, level 3 CM graduate at ARIA Institute. And now,
Hi, good day. My name is Elijah Henry. I'm a senior technician at Peak Technologies and I'm a student at ARIA.
Good afternoon. My name is Vikash Ramru, past student of ARIA, field supervisor in Peaks for the past 14 years.
Okay, thanks very much, gentlemen. And thank you for attending this impromptu meeting. And the purpose of this meeting is to give Mr. Steve Antoine some feedback to put on his show on Synergy Refrigeration Talks. Now, just to go right into it, I would like any kind of feedback from you guys. The reason, well, what was your experience doing level 1, level 2, and level 3 at ARIA Technical Institute?
well, my feedback on level 1, level 2, level 3, just to add to that being said, it helped me learn theory together with practical. I advanced my knowledge and my skill set by pursuing level 1, level 2, and level 3, helping me be a better, more knowledgeable technician and understanding air conditioning and refrigeration beyond the thoughts I could have imagined myself performing.
More or less, I would say, yes, we was doing stuff in the field for a while. After ARIA, the theory of the air condition, it make it a lot easier for us to understand. Because a couple of things we was probably doing, we didn't fully understand what we was doing on the field itself.
My experience with level 1, 2, and 3 was having a better understanding on why we do certain stuff on the field, especially checking superheat and subcooling.
Okay, so did the course, you would say the course met your expectations? Being what you did, you think you accomplished much?
Yes, 100% so.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
What about the lecturers? Were the lecturers effective, and how did they conduct their lectures?
Very informative, very free willing, free giving. They gave us a lot of knowledge freely. Well, I won't say freely, we did pay for ARIA, but we learned. They gave us any information required pertaining to HVAC.
And how did they conduct those the course itself, like on a regular day?
We had face-to-face, we had interactions, we had practical support along with helping for exams, prepping us. They didn't just give us the information and left us high and dry. They helped us and showed us how to apply it to our everyday practices.
So tell us a little bit about the course outline. You all, I'm sure you use books. I don't know what. I heard something about the RSCS. Was that the course outline you all followed?
Yes, we follow under the RSCS guidelines of teaching and practices, and they did reach out to us, giving us handbooks along with when you become a ARIA member, meaning a student sign up and you apply in ARIA, you also get a lot of international feedback from RSCS, meaning they mail you stuff. You get hats, you get jerseys, you get handouts, you get books, you get a lot of things added besides just knowledge.
Okay. So was the course outline for each level difficult, you would say? And if you could elaborate on what you actually did on a normal class day, what would you normally do? What normally happens?
Basically, on a normal class day, we start at I think it's 5 o'clock, 5 to 8. Mm-hmm. We did more or less theory. You know, we had a couple of practical sessions as well, because we have an internal training room, right, for the practical sessions.
Okay, your study time was from 5 to 8 basically. You know, coming out of work when people normally finish around 4 or 5, were you found yourself very tired, or were you able to go through that 3 hour after work?
It was a bit tired, yes, after work, but you know, managers had a good understanding, you know,
to give us the time out now, the extra hour in advance to at least reach class in time, 5 o'clock.
But was the course interesting enough to... Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you appreciate the little video which was presented from Dr. Voodoo with the 3 gentlemen. And one question stood out to me was, are you all tired, or normally are you all tired after work and then have to go and do a class? And to me, that is a sacrifice. Nothing good comes easily. And when you sacrifice and you put in the work, you tend to appreciate what you do and not sell yourself short. So tonight, Mr. Clement, I love to shake hands, genuinely.
Right.
And Dr. Budo, I wish to expressly thank you all. There is a myth. The myth is we're not seeing ARIA. We're not hearing from ARIA. And Mr. Clement, who is director, and Dr. Budo is here tonight. Air Condition and Refrigeration Industry Association, ARIA, who is supposed to be the governing body. And we have phone numbers which you all could call in and ask any questions to the gentlemen, because we normally stay on the outside and in our chat groups and say a lot of things. So while the gentlemen are here, as they go along and anyone choose to call and ask a question, a sensible question I must add, feel free. So Dr. Clement or Mr. Clement, sir, give us an idea as to what is the next step for ARIA in terms of the classes, if you have classes running now, the location, that type of thing. You know, give us an idea, an overview of ARIA itself.
Nice. So we are located on 5th Street in Sawa, in Sawa, right in the Crazy. We have classes, as you heard, that runs on evenings between 5 to 9. And our course, the air conditioning refrigeration course, is in 3 levels. You heard everybody say that they did levels 1, 2, and 3. The duration now is 6 months. So level 1 is AC technology, introduction to fundamental knowledge and skills in the HVAC discipline. The course starts at $750, and the curriculum, which consists of 36 lectures or lessons, gives you the introduction to air conditioning, some basic physics.
Well, 7,005, not...
Sorry, 7,005. Yeah?
750, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, 7,500 TT. Thanks, Kenny. So yeah, so the curriculum includes, you know, like gas laws, pressure temperature relationships, the compression refrigeration cycle, refrigeration properties and characteristics, safe practices and public relations, safe handling of refrigerants and cylinders, fundamental concepts of electricity, conductors, all that is in level 1. So you get all the basics in level 1.
And how long level 1 take? What's the duration period?
6 months.
6 months?
Yes.
At a fee or at a cost of?
$7,500.
Which could be paid in tranches, or you have to pay all up front?
No, you could pay all up front, or we have a plan where you pay 25% down, and then you get another 3 months to pay the difference.
Okay, so go ahead, yes.
And within that 36 chapters, we also have lab sessions. You have 8 lab sessions. So you learn flaring and swedging, breezing procedures, series and parallel circuits, refrigeration recovery cycling, preventative maintenance, you know, of window units, 5-ton units, and that sort of thing. And the procedures to remove and install compressors, pressure test the system, vacuum and recharge. So we give the student in level 1 that basic knowledge of applying themselves in the job. We could go on to level 2, which gives you an increased knowledge of the skills and more competencies in the industry. That course is $8,500. I think there's an additional $500 for some course materials. And the curriculum again is 1 to 36 chapters. In that one we could do, you know, you do trade tools, you learn, you know, you start using the tools, refrigeration system accessories, they introduce you to dryers, defrosting methods, especially you need that kind of knowledge when you're doing refrigeration controls, compressor replacements, troubleshooting part 1, 2, and 3, heating. We do, although we're not in a climate that requires heating, we still teach the heating element of the course. So if a student leaves Trinidad and go into that kind of climate, he has the knowledge of, you know, the entire thing of refrigeration, air conditioning,
And heating.
heating and venting.
Okay, very
Right,
good.
because we do venting for bathrooms and toilets, and we have to understand the size of the rooms, what size fan, CFM to move the air out of the bathroom. So we do some heat, some venting as well. Here in the labs, then in the labs, you will do 5-ton control circuits, starters, compressor windings, you have compressor rebuilding, you learn capacitors and how they function. Then you can move on to level 3. At level 3, which is the highest standard, we still have the CM, but you have level 3, which is air conditioning refrigeration technology to further enhance knowledge and skills as a certified technician who can work unsupervised in an organization, or that person can be self-employed. So we have a number of students who left ARIA, completed levels 3, and they are on their own. We will try to link some of them at some further time, Steve, to see if we could get them to, to participate in this.
Very good.
To show, to help promote the industry that ARIA is the #1 technical institute for refrigeration and air conditioning training in Trinidad and Tobago.
Very good, okay, okay.
So when you go to the level 3, you go on to the higher echelons of the thing. You do economizing systems, you do computer room environmental controls, you do fan and blower controls, air filtration and stuff, air distribution, evaporative condensers and cooling towers, water treatment, you do multiple rack systems in the refrigeration system, troubleshooting again, of course, and at all levels. We are the highest level now. And I can go on and on. But again, this course is also for this one is for 8 months though. The level 3 is for 8 months, and the cost is $10,000.
Okay.
Again, you're given the same opportunity
To pay down and pay
to
interest.
pay down and pay interests. And a lot of students have been using that, and they are very comfortable with that because they can now make it's a little easier for them on their pocket.
Right.
Some firms, some companies pay part of the fees for the students.
Okay.
Right? And this is the basic rates. The member companies do get at a discount rate. So if you're a member of the association, the school gives you a discount for your students who enroll in our courses.
And there's also discount for the business itself, I think, with certain, in other words, like certain companies, once you buy into the program, the school, is there certain discounts which would apply to the business itself?
Yeah, businesses get.
Well, this is what I want to elaborate on that, Mr.
Yeah.
Budu.
Well, we had, and this was years ago, we had this running that people who are members of the Air Conditioning Association, they were guaranteed getting certain discounts.
Okay.
And all the members like Atlantic Air, Climate Control, Peak
Right.
Technologies and so on. So
Somebody-
it's a benefit for them to be a member.
All right, this
So
is what
they
I'm
get
saying.
a better-
This
yeah.
is what I'm saying. So, ladies and gentlemen, ARIA, in my humble analysis, is, I should say, the governing body in the air conditioning industry. And with that big handle, there is situations which exist, and most times you would hear ARIA. ARIA, where is ARIA? Mr. Budu, could you kindly zero in, for a better term, as to your do's and don'ts in the context of, let's say, how people, in other words, does ARIA have any kind of control with bringing in of units or anything like that? Or anybody could just bring in a unit, that type of thing?
No, you must get a license
Right.
from the ministry in order to bring in like refrigerants, parts, or air conditioning units and so. It's not that just everybody could just go on and get the air
And
conditioning
not cutting it. The reason why I'm
But
asking
his
that
question is, does ARIA have any control
No.
over that? So no, we don't.
No.
We don't have control.
No, we don't.
Right, so you see, and the reason why I'm asking that question is because, as I said, there is a myth in that certain situations that come up, and as I always say, I'm a realist, I say it as is with respect. Situations would come about, and we would say ARIA. And I'm asking the question to Mr. Dr. Boudou and Mr. Clement as to the authoritativeness they would have on situations
But
in the
same
industry.
thing, Mr. Antoine, like prices, ARIA doesn't have control over prices. Everybody could put whatever price they choose to, you know? So some people may call in the office to say that some people charging X.
So
Y,
people
and
do
so
call you Mr. Boudou,
Yeah,
Dr. Boudou.
Off and on, yes.
Yes, so you see, I'm not just making this up.
Yeah.
And the thing is, in this industry where I was spawned from, because from school, I came from a single parent home, and my mother said, no block for you. And she took me at this place, just behind Holiday Inn, Renaissance now. I was now 18, and she took me there. And I started there, and I never fell off the radar. And here I am today, and knowing what it was then and what it is now is like chalk and cheese. And no one could control anyone in terms of pricing. You see, some people misconstrued in terms of when you speak on situations. Yeah? But what I'm saying is, situations exist which is uncontrolled, which is not above board in the other industry. And I don't know if that explains it all. So, Dr. Boudou, me saying this, I will give way for you all to carry on in terms of area.
What I would to touch on, you see, we started with training and we got a little feedback from people in training. And I want to let customers and business owners or who are employers to really choose people who are qualified to do their work. It may cost a little more because they have to pay for their studies and their experience and so on, because people gather their skill and knowledge over the years and so on. But it will save you a lot in mistakes, and mistakes that go into insurances and so on, and embarrassment, you know. So sometimes you have to pay a little more to get
A competent
better
technician.
and value. Yeah.
But you have less downtime. When you have a competent man doing the work, manufacturers who come to Trinidad with equipment will tell you 90 or 95% of their warranties is faulty installations. They say that all the time when we go to these seminars. Faulty installations is because people or technicians who are not so professionally trained install the units, is just without vacuuming the system and all that, open up the valves, put it to run, and when your compressor shall give you a good 5 years without any issues, you know, you have problems down the road because moisture in the system and you lose your compressor, all sorts of things.
I want to employ, sorry, not to cut you, but employ technicians or employers who could send technicians to get trained. It don't have to be an area, it could be by some other institute. Obviously, you'd rather it come by area. To be properly trained. We have some people with years of experience on the field. And sometimes, for one reason or the other, they decide to come in for an interview. And, well, I stopped interviewing many years ago, but I remember I had a few questions I conduct during my interview. Apart from having to read a diagram, having to draw a diagram, my first thing is to ask them, how do you define air conditioning? And from that, I start to get a good handle on the type of technician you are, if you have been trained or not. Right. So I would say, what is air conditioning and refrigeration? Just define it in your own words and so on. Some people will come with some kind of, well, it's cooling. And they don't know the real physics behind it, You have nothing that is really produce cooling as such. It's the removal of heat. I want to hear is the removal of heat from a place unwanted, like in here,
To a place where they don't
like your refrigerator, to a place unobjectionable. You're taking the warm air from here and you're throwing it outside. And the absence of heat is coolness, right? Another thing I would ask them to, a basic thing like what is superheat, what is subcooling? And for some people who are living up there, it's superheat. It's just as soon as the refrigerant starts to evaporate and changing from a liquid to a vapor, any heat added to that vapor is superheat. And subcooling is the same thing, you know, and reverse.
Well, Mr. Boudou, I'm watching at the time, so ladies and gentlemen, we have on our program tonight Dr. Kenneth Boudou and Mr. Clement. So we'll take a break and we'll be back shortly.
Due to climate change and increasing temperatures, Supreme Air Conditioning of 25 Councilman Circular Barataria has reduced the prices on all brand AC units, residential and commercial. Call us at 689-3087 or 365-1163. Already have air-conditioned units? Need reliable professional service? Then call Supreme Air Conditioning at 689-3087 or 365-1163. Supreme Air Conditioning is not only about competing prices. We do it right the first time.
A successful business is the quality of the human being that you have working in that business. If you have quality, you end up with a quality business. It's as simple as that.
Peak Technologies Limited is primarily an air conditioning contracting company. We offer commercial and residential air conditioning, sales, installation and service. Our small unit sales division is responsible for sales and installation, that is for residential air conditioning. Then we have the commercial air conditioning aspect where engineering does the design and installation along with ductwork and so on. We have our service department which conducts all the maintenance servicing for our contract customers.
right away, we have a break-in segment on this station, as we say, breaking the ice segment, things that makes you go, oops. So let's go straight into what makes you go, oops. Gentlemen, there are times when we have to give you all a lanyard on things that makes you oops. So this is one of these nights when we'll get a lanyard on things that makes you go oops. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, so we have on our screen tonight in our studio, Dr. Kenneth Boudou and Mr. Clement. These two gentlemen who represents ARIA, the president, Dr. Kenneth Boudou, and the director, Mr. Clement. So we'll go back into the discussion with ARIA and what ARIA has to present to all the technicians on the field out there.
Mr. Antoine, you want to go?
No, you go ahead.
I have, this is just an observation, a growing concern that in our parts division, I am not seeing fast movement of recovery bottles and recovery units.
Okay.
So, and I've been observing that for a few years now. So, I don't want to believe that after all years of training with the ministry, with ARIA, in conjunction with ARIA, that we have technicians there. When they have a leak in a condenser or a large condenser, they are letting the refrigerant out into the atmosphere. It's important that they learn and they know how dangerous it is to let out these refrigerants into the atmosphere. You know that like HCFCs, CFCs, the chlorine aspect causes global warming, ozone depletion.
Which damaging the ozone
And I
layer.
remember years ago, about 20 years ago, when I used to do training and so on, just to explain to probably some of the viewers who don't know. When you let out refrigerant, let us say a CFC, a chlorofluorocarbon, right, to the atmosphere, and you have because our ozone has already been depleted and continue to deplete, you have ultraviolet rays coming through. You let out a molecule of CFCs. The ultraviolet radiation takes off the atom, the chlorine atom from that refrigerant that is let out, right? When it goes into the stratosphere. That chlorine atom attaches to ozone. Ozone is 3 atoms of oxygen. So you have 3 atoms of oxygen, you have a chlorine atom here. It reacts with the ozone, right, molecule, breaking off 2 of them, leaving one free atom in the atmosphere. And this chemical reaction now is chlorine monoxide. That chlorine monoxide comes and attaches itself or reacts to another ozone molecule. And what happens there in that reaction? The chlorine atom breaks off again and goes, and is a catalytic reaction. It goes to another ozone and keeps going and going and breaking that protection for the ultraviolet rays sun, so it coming directly on us to give us skin cancer and cataracts and kill fish in the ocean and seafood and so on. So it is important not to let refrigerant out in the atmosphere. Now, over the years, you see first world countries with the United Nations have been changing up the refrigerants and so on to have less carbon, chlorine and so on. But now there's the case of global warming. The Earth now naturally supposed to get warm because otherwise we'll freeze to death. There are gases in methane and other gases in the atmosphere that when the sun rays come down, normally it's supposed to reflect and go back. Some will go back, some will stay to keep us. But now it is so much in abundance when you let out these refrigerants with a high global warming potential, and the addition of people cutting down trees and so, trees, you remember, they absorb the carbon dioxide and let out oxygen. And worse yet, sometimes we burn the trees. So if a tree is 20 years old and you burn that tree, the 20 years of carbon dioxide that it absorbed for these years is let out back into the atmosphere. And that is why we are getting a shift in precipitation. The time when rain should fall, it doesn't fall, or quantity of rain falling, you have the melting of the ice caps and so on, rising sea levels, and all this, the El Nino effect, all this is a result of that. So I want technicians who are listening to be mindful, be cognizant of not letting refrigerant into the atmosphere. Learn, you could come to ARIA, they have small courses to teach you how to recover refrigerant. You cover liquid refrigerant, you cover vapor, you have machines for that. Please do not let refrigerant into the atmosphere because all of us, it will harm all of us. Maybe not you, you have children, you have grandchildren, they will feel that pinch. I just wanted to mention that.
Right. So with that said, Dr. Boudou, with the new type of refrigerants, which will be coming on our market, the R32, the 444B?
No,
454B, I think it is.
454B, yeah. I think that
right.
is
These new refrigerants, which is more ozone friendly, which they are trying to phase out the R410. Pretty soon, as with the R22, we will have a lot of trying to, I could say, change out. And in that aspect, we will have a new situation on the market in terms of what you're just trying to explain. And more than that, we have a video which was played last week. Director, just give us a 2 minutes of that video, what was played last week. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll just take in a little 2 minutes of this video, which was played last week, and I'll ask Dr. Boudou and Mr. Clement to elaborate on this video.
The future is in motion, and with that, the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, along with its partners, are taking a global step to remove ozone-harming and depleting substances (ODS) from circulation within the cooling and foam-producing industries. Following the early phase-out of chlorofluorocarbons (CFCs) in 2006, Jamaica began phasing out their replacements, hydrochlorofluorocarbons (HCFCs), a process currently underway and is set for completion by 2030, despite 2024 imports being less than one-fifth of the HCFCs allocated for the 2025 to 2029 quota period. The need for the discontinued use of such compounds calls for companies within the sector and, by extension, young trainees attending universities and the Hart NSTA Trust to get training under the Hydrochlorofluorocarbons Phase-Out Management Plan (HPMP) program.
We encourage all the entities in Jamaica that involve in refrigeration and air conditioning to get their people trained in the area.
As a female in this industry, I really hope I can inspire more females to take on the role, because, come on, it takes more than just one person to get this done.
We have done well as a country. We have done well as technicians in terms of upgrading our skills to just meet the Jamaica target.
It is with great excitement that I stand here today to bring greetings and to publicly declare the support of the Hart NSTA Trust for the establishment and operation of 7 refrigerant recovery, recycling and reclamation centers in Jamaica. This is not just a unique initiative, but it is also a bold one that engenders pride for all parties involved.
It is in this regard that the National Ozone Unit has partnered with you, our key stakeholders, in establishing these centers island-wide. The overall objective...
Ladies and gentlemen, this information, I would like to ask Dr. Boodoo and Mr. Clement to elaborate for us in terms of the refrigerant recovery and recycling centers. Now, we know that there are recovery machines, and when these gases or these refrigerants or these new refrigerants is brought to the market, and let's say they are placed into a recycle machine. Here we see in Jamaica there are 7 refrigeration, recovery and recycling centers. 7. Do we have any in Trinidad, or what is the next step in terms of this step in the air conditioning industry in Trinidad and Tobago?
Mr. Antoine, some 15 or 16 years ago, we had 3 recycling centers that I know.
3 recycling centers?
One was at Peak Technologies, one was at Climate Control, and one was at Marketing and Distribution up in Tunapuna. We had people who went through the training and so on. And the arrangement was for other air-conditioned companies to recover their refrigerant, because a lot of them were donated to them through the United Nations that passed through the EMA and the ozone unit.
What was donated?
The small recovery machines and bottles. Cylinders.
Okay.
And 3 reclaim centers. Peaks, so we had like 1,000 gallon bottles, big recycled, so if refrigerant was mildly contaminated, it could have been cleaned and reused. But the main thing was air conditioning and refrigeration companies on the outside there, if they had probably a burnt out compressor and there was a breakdown of refrigerant inside it, because if a compressor is badly burnt, chances are refrigerant could get contaminated.
Definitely.
Because it's made up of molecules and atoms that we were talking about before and so on, and it throw off the... We advertised at that time. I remember Dr. Marissa Gorey and so on advertised on papers through the length and breadth of Trinidad. For people to bring the refrigerant, and I tell you, We didn't get 1 ounce of refrigerant.
But you know that is not good, eh? And why I kind of slow, you know, look how time flies.
Yes.
we haven't said anything yet, and yes, that's the time.
Yeah.
So in a case like this, Dr. Boodoo and Mr. Clement, I believe so. Because I mean, I'm looking at it, we just have 5 minutes and you haven't touched the surface of what was planned, more or less. You know?
You see, we going back to the environment again and the importance of not letting out the refrigerant.
Yes.
And people themselves, other companies could recover if you have to remove a unit or do a repair on a condenser and recover. Even if they had a recycle, recover the refrigerant and keep it there and reuse it. Put the necessary filter dryers and whatever the case may be.
So recycle and reuse.
And yeah, and you know, to purge out the air and so on, and reuse it. I'm hoping people are still doing that. I am not seeing the sales of the recovery bottles and the recovery.
So that's why you mentioned that, because you realize it isn't happening.
Yes.
All right.
So at the school, on the 9th of August, we have a maintenance service training seminar. So this will help to train people in the recovery and safe handling of refrigerant gases. And on the 23rd of August, the new flammable refrigerants, there's a seminar on that.
Or I would say mildly flammable.
Well, mildly flammable refrigerants. We have a seminar on that, which will again help educate the technical population on these gases and their safe handling.
Very good. And as you mentioned, the handling of the mildly flammable refrigerant, I want to say hats off to Supercool and Coolmax, who did a seminar just last week, and it was totally sold out, I would say. I would guesstimate over 100 and something young men was in that forum.
Okay.
And I must say to the gentleman, his name eludes me just like that. Hats off to you, sir. Well done. And this is the second in a couple of months.
What the course was on?
These hydrochlorofluor, these carbons R32, 44B, and they even did a live outside. Everybody went out and they showed you, he lit a torch and opened, and everyone, it started like 10 in the morning till I think was like, it's a whole day seminar.
Okay.
And I say hats off to the management and staff of Coolmax and Supercool. Why his name eludes me just like that? But anyway, I think that was well done. It was because there are a lot of equipment in this country as we speak with the new type of refrigerants. And for some reason on air conditioning and refrigeration talks, we could highlight those equipment. A lot of equipment, and I'm engaging people, I know what they have, but for some strange reason, I don't know if it's a secret, but these equipment supposed to be out there. And where else you could advertise these equipment but air conditioning and refrigeration talks? But it's up to whoever choose to will do so. So as we see, we have 2 minutes.
Mr. Antoine, before my school administrator fire me,
yes, sir.
Let me make sure and announce that we have a level 1 class starting in August. So to all the young men who viewing this program or who will view this program, you can enroll in our upcoming classes starting in August, early August. Contact the office and you can get further information. We're on Facebook, we're on our website. If you go into ARIA Tech website and you get all the information. You find out how to enroll, who is eligible to join, variation. Admissions is very simple. A secondary school transcript or certificate, or if you have a technical certificate from any other accredited institution, or you could be a person who's been working for 3 years or more and has some work experience, and we'll be willing to accept you. We'll process your registration and have you join the school and make you a professor by the end.
So your partner is Dr. Boodoo?
I would just like to reiterate that employers seek to get, if they don't have their employees or some of their employees trained, to have them trained. I want to employ customers to select trained technicians to see about the equipment.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we wish to thank you. And Mr. Rondell from Super Cool Max, I wish to thank you. The name just came up. So thank you for those two closed sessions. So ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant night.
And thank you very much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Antoine,
Thank
for
you,
having
Hans.
us. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you,
very
brother.
much.
Dear kind and loving Father, who art in heaven, as we embark on this venture in the interest of the air conditioning and refrigeration industry, we ask, dear God, that our discussions and interactions be meaningful, respectful, and transparent as we strive to uplift the standards in these industries, especially the air conditioning industry. We ask, dear God, that you grant us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to engage in a meaningful way and bring about positive change. Amen.